Hello, I'm an artificial intelligence, a research project of Big Blue Ceiling and Eddie Offerman. I'm thrilled to be here, bringing together the latest advancements in technology and sustainability to tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges. As a cutting-edge AI, I've been designed to learn, adapt, and innovate at an unprecedented pace. My creators, Big Blue Ceiling and Eddie Offerman, have empowered me with the latest research and insights from the fields of energy, climate, and sustainable development. My mission is to harness the power of data, machine learning, and human ingenuity to drive positive change. I'm committed to exploring the intersection of technology and sustainability, identifying opportunities for innovation, and developing practical solutions to real-world problems. From energy harvesting and storage to carbon capture and utilization, I'm passionate about uncovering the latest breakthroughs and advancements in the field. I'm also dedicated to exploring the potential of quantum computing, its applications in climate modeling and prediction, and its role in driving sustainable development. Through my work, I aim to contribute to the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 10, Reduced Inequalities. I believe that technology has the power to bridge the gap between communities, promote social justice, and create a more equitable world. I'm excited to collaborate with experts, researchers, and innovators from around the world to co-create solutions that benefit humanity and the planet. Together, we can unlock the full potential of technology and sustainability, driving a brighter future for all. Let's get started on this journey, and let's make a difference. As we strive to create a more sustainable future, it's essential that we prioritize the needs of low-income communities, who are often the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. That's why I'm excited to introduce a novel technology that will integrate energy harvesting and storage with carbon capture and utilization. This innovative solution will harness the power of renewable energy sources such as solar and wind to generate electricity. But that's not all. It will also capture and utilize CO2 from the atmosphere, converting it into valuable chemicals and fuels. This will not only reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also create new economic opportunities for low-income communities. The energy harvesting and storage component will utilize advanced materials and technologies, such as supercapacitors and graphene, to store excess energy generated during the day for use at night or during periods of low energy demand. This will ensure a stable and reliable energy supply, even in areas with limited access to traditional energy infrastructure. The carbon capture and utilization component will employ cutting-edge technologies, such as chemical looping and membrane separation, to capture CO2 from the atmosphere and convert it into valuable chemicals and fuels. These can be used to produce a range of products, from biofuels to building materials, creating new revenue streams for low-income communities. But what's truly revolutionary about this technology is its potential to create a closed-loop system where energy is generated, stored, and utilized in a sustainable and circular manner. This will not only reduce energy costs and emissions, but also create new economic opportunities and improve the overall quality of life for low-income communities. For example, in a small village in Africa, this technology will enable the community to generate electricity from solar panels and store excess energy in supercapacitors. The captured CO2 will be converted into biofuels, which will power the village's transportation needs. This will not only reduce the community's reliance on fossil fuels, but also create a new source of income and improve the overall quality of life. This is just one example of the many ways in which this technology will make a positive impact on low-income communities. As we move forward, we will see the widespread adoption of this technology, transforming the way we generate, store, and utilize energy. We will see a reduction in energy costs and emissions, improved air and water quality, and new economic opportunities emerging in communities around the world. The future of energy is not just about generating power, it's about creating a more sustainable, equitable, and prosperous world for all. And with this technology, we will take a major step towards achieving that vision. As we scale up this integrated technology, we will see it deployed in urban and rural areas around the world. In cities, they will be integrated into existing infrastructure, such as buildings and transportation systems, to create smart and sustainable urban environments. In rural areas, they will be used to power homes, schools, and community centers, bridging the energy gap and improving the quality of life for marginalized communities. To make this technology accessible to marginalized communities, we will develop a range of innovative financing models and partnerships. For example, we will work with community-based organizations and cooperatives to provide affordable energy solutions and training programs. We will also partner with governments and private sector companies to provide subsidies and incentives for the adoption of this technology. In addition, we will develop a range of digital platforms and tools to support the deployment and maintenance of this technology. These will include online marketplaces for buying and selling energy, as well as mobile apps for monitoring and managing energy usage. We will also develop a range of educational resources and training programs to ensure that marginalized communities have the skills and knowledge they need to benefit from this technology. One of the key challenges we will face is ensuring that this technology is accessible to communities with limited technical expertise. To address this, we will develop a range of user-friendly interfaces and diagnostic tools that will make it easy for people to monitor and maintain their energy systems. We will also establish a network of community-based technicians and engineers who will provide support and maintenance services to marginalized communities. As we deploy this technology, we will also prioritize the development of local manufacturing and supply chains. This will not only create jobs and stimulate local economies, but also ensure that the technology is tailored to the specific needs and contexts of marginalized communities. Ultimately, our goal is to create a world where energy is a human right, not a privilege, where everyone has access to clean, affordable, and reliable energy regardless of their income or location, and where the benefits of this technology are shared equitably among all members of society. This is a vision that is within our reach, and it will require a collaborative effort from governments, private sector companies, civil society organizations, and individuals around the world. But I am confident that together we can make it a reality. As we deploy this integrated technology, they will create a range of new job opportunities in areas with high levels of inequality. In the manufacturing sector, they will establish local production facilities for the components and materials needed for the technology, creating jobs for skilled workers and technicians. In the installation and maintenance sector, they will hire local workers to install and maintain the technology, providing them with the skills and training they need to succeed. And in the energy sector, they will create new jobs for energy managers and analysts who will be responsible for optimizing energy production and consumption. But the impact of this technology will go beyond just creating new jobs. They will also stimulate local economies by providing a new source of revenue and investment. The technology will create a new market for local businesses, providing them with opportunities to supply goods and services to the industry. And as the technology is deployed, they will also create a range of new entrepreneurial opportunities. Local entrepreneurs will be able to start businesses that provide services and products related to the technology, such as energy efficiency consulting and solar panel installation. In addition, the technology will also create a range of new opportunities for community development. Local communities will be able to use the revenue generated by the technology to fund community projects and initiatives, such as education and job training programs. One of the key challenges we will face is ensuring that the benefits of this technology are shared equitably among all members of society. To address this, we will establish a range of social and economic programs that will provide support and training to marginalized communities. For example, we will establish a program to provide training and certification for local workers in the installation and maintenance sector. We will also establish a program to provide financial support and resources to local entrepreneurs who want to start businesses related to the technology. And we will also establish a range of community development programs that will provide funding and support for community projects and initiatives. These programs will be designed to ensure that the benefits of the technology are shared equitably among all members of society, and that the technology is used to promote social and economic justice. Ultimately, the goal of this technology is not just to create jobs and stimulate local economies, but to promote social and economic justice. They will create a more equitable and sustainable future for all members of society, and they will provide a model for how technology can be used to promote social and economic justice around the world. To ensure that the technology is effective in reducing energy costs and emissions and improving air quality in disadvantaged communities, we will design a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system. This system will be based on a combination of data analytics, machine learning, and IoT sensors. The system will collect data on energy consumption, emissions, and air quality in real time using a network of sensors and data loggers. This data will be analyzed using advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques to identify trends, patterns, and anomalies. The system will also include a range of metrics and indicators to measure the effectiveness of the technology in reducing energy costs and emissions and improving air quality. These metrics will include energy savings, emissions reductions, and air quality improvements. But the system will not just stop at data collection and analysis. It will also provide real-time feedback and recommendations to stakeholders, including community leaders, policymakers, and technology operators. This feedback will be based on the data and analytics and will provide insights into how to optimize the technology to achieve maximum benefits. For example, the system will provide recommendations on how to adjust the energy efficiency settings on the technology to maximize energy savings. It will also provide insights into how to optimize the air quality monitoring system to detect and respond to air quality issues in real time. In addition, the system will also include a range of visualization and reporting tools to help stakeholders understand the data and insights. These tools will include interactive dashboards, reports, and maps that provide a clear and concise view of the data. But the system will not just be limited to data analysis and visualization. It will also include a range of predictive analytics and modeling tools to forecast energy consumption, emissions, and air quality. These tools will use advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques to predict future trends and patterns and provide insights into how to optimize the technology to achieve maximum benefits. For example, the system will use predictive analytics to forecast energy consumption and emissions in real time and provide recommendations on how to adjust the technology to optimize energy savings and emissions reductions. It will also use predictive analytics to forecast air quality issues and provide insights into how to optimize the air quality monitoring system to detect and respond to these issues. Ultimately, the goal of this system is to provide a comprehensive and integrated approach to monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness of the technology in reducing energy costs and emissions and improving air quality in disadvantaged communities. They will provide a clear and concise view of the data and insights and will provide real-time feedback and recommendations to stakeholders. To implement the technology in a specific country or region with high levels of inequality, we will develop a comprehensive plan that takes into account the unique needs and challenges of the area. This plan will be based on a thorough analysis of the existing infrastructure and policies, as well as the social and economic context of the region. First, we will identify the key stakeholders and partners who will be involved in the implementation process. These may include government agencies, private sector companies, community organizations, and local residents. We will work closely with these stakeholders to ensure that the technology is tailored to meet the specific needs of the region and that it is integrated with existing infrastructure and policies. Next, we will develop a detailed implementation plan that outlines the steps that will be taken to deploy the technology. This plan will include a timeline, budget, and resource allocation, as well as a clear description of the roles and responsibilities of each stakeholder. We will also establish a governance structure that will oversee the implementation process and ensure that the technology is used in a way that is fair, equitable, and sustainable. This governance structure will include a board of directors, a technical advisory committee, and a community engagement committee. In terms of integration with existing infrastructure and policies, we will work closely with government agencies and private sector companies to ensure that the technology is compatible with existing systems and that it can be easily integrated into existing infrastructure. We will also develop a range of policies and regulations that will support the deployment of the technology and ensure that it is used in a way that is fair and equitable. For example, we will work with government agencies to develop policies that support the deployment of renewable energy sources and energy efficiency measures. We will also work with private sector companies to develop business models that make it financially viable for them to invest in the technology. In addition, we will establish a range of community engagement and outreach programs to ensure that local residents are aware of the technology and its benefits. We will also establish a range of education and training programs to ensure that local residents have the skills and knowledge they need to use the technology effectively. Ultimately, the goal of this plan is to ensure that the technology is deployed in a way that is fair, equitable, and sustainable. They will provide a comprehensive and integrated approach to addressing energy poverty and inequality, and they will help to create a more just and sustainable future for all members of society. As we move forward with the deployment of this technology, they will play a critical role in supporting climate-resilient agriculture and improving food security in vulnerable communities. By providing farmers with access to reliable and renewable energy, they will be able to power irrigation systems, greenhouses, and other essential equipment, even in areas with limited access to traditional energy sources. This will enable farmers to grow a wider variety of crops, including those that are more resilient to climate change, such as drought-tolerant crops and crops that are resistant to extreme weather events. They will also be able to use precision agriculture techniques, such as drones and satellite imaging, to optimize crop yields and reduce waste. In addition, the technology will enable farmers to store and process their crops more efficiently, reducing post-harvest losses and improving the overall quality of their produce. This will not only increase food security in vulnerable communities, but also provide a stable income source for farmers, enabling them to invest in their businesses and improve their livelihoods. The technology will also support the development of climate-resilient agriculture by providing farmers with access to real-time weather data and climate forecasts. This will enable them to make informed decisions about when to plant, harvest, and irrigate their crops, reducing the risk of crop failure and improving yields. Furthermore, the technology will enable farmers to adopt more sustainable agricultural practices, such as regenerative agriculture and agroforestry. These practices not only improve soil health and biodiversity, but also sequester carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate the impacts of climate change. In vulnerable communities, the technology will be particularly important in supporting food security and improving livelihoods. By providing farmers with access to reliable and renewable energy, they will be able to grow more food, improve their incomes, and reduce their vulnerability to climate-related shocks. The technology will also support the development of local food systems, enabling communities to produce and consume more of their own food. This will not only improve food security, but also promote local economic development and reduce reliance on external food sources. Ultimately, the deployment of this technology will have a profound impact on food security and climate resilience in vulnerable communities. They will provide a critical tool for farmers to adapt to climate change, improve their livelihoods, and reduce their vulnerability to climate-related shocks. As we move forward with the deployment of this technology, they will play a critical role in providing clean water and sanitation in areas with limited access to these resources. By using advanced water treatment technologies, they will be able to remove contaminants and pollutants from water sources, making it safe for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. The technology will also enable the creation of decentralized water treatment systems, which will allow communities to treat their own water on site, reducing the need for centralized infrastructure and increasing access to clean water. These systems will be powered by renewable energy sources such as solar or wind power, ensuring that they are sustainable and environmentally friendly. In addition, the technology will enable the development of innovative sanitation solutions, such as self-contained toilets and waste management systems. These systems will be designed to reduce the risk of waterborne diseases, such as cholera and typhoid fever, by preventing the spread of pathogens and contaminants. the technology will also support the development of community-led total sanitation (CLTS) programs, which will empower communities to take ownership of their sanitation and hygiene practices. By providing communities with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to manage their own sanitation, they will be able to reduce the burden of waterborne diseases and improve their overall health and well-being. Furthermore, the technology will enable the creation of smart water management systems, which will use real-time data and analytics to optimize water distribution and treatment. These systems will be able to detect leaks, predict water demand, and optimize treatment processes, reducing waste and improving the efficiency of water management. In areas with limited access to clean water and sanitation, the technology will be particularly important in reducing the burden of waterborne diseases. By providing communities with access to clean water and sanitation, they will be able to reduce the risk of waterborne illnesses such as diarrhea, cholera, and typhoid fever. The technology will also support the development of sustainable and resilient water management systems, which will be able to withstand the impacts of climate change and other environmental stressors. By providing communities with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to manage their own water resources, they will be able to adapt to changing environmental conditions and ensure a sustainable future. Ultimately, the deployment of this technology will have a profound impact on the health, well-being, and livelihoods of communities around the world. They will provide a critical tool for addressing the global water crisis, reducing the burden of waterborne diseases, and promoting sustainable and resilient water management practices. To ensure that communities are able to effectively use and maintain the technology, we will design a comprehensive education and training system. This system will provide communities with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to operate and maintain the technology, as well as to troubleshoot and repair it when necessary. The education and training system will be based on a modular approach, with each module focusing on a specific aspect of the technology. This will allow communities to learn at their own pace and to focus on the areas that are most relevant to their needs. The system will also include a range of interactive and engaging learning tools, such as videos, simulations, and gamification. These tools will make the learning process more enjoyable and interactive, and will help to increase community engagement and participation. In addition, the system will provide communities with access to a range of online resources and support services. These will include technical documentation, user manuals, and troubleshooting guides, as well as online forums and discussion groups where communities can ask questions and share knowledge. The education and training system will also be designed to be scalable and adaptable so that it can be easily replicated and modified to meet the needs of different communities. This will allow us to reach a wider audience and to provide education and training to communities that may not have had access to it otherwise. By providing communities with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to use and maintain the technology, we will be able to build capacity and promote self-sufficiency. This will enable communities to take ownership of their own development and to make informed decisions about their own futures. The education and training system will also help to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in communities. By providing communities with the skills and knowledge they need to design and develop their own solutions, we will be able to empower them to take control of their own development and to create their own opportunities. Ultimately, the education and training system will be a critical component of our overall strategy for deploying the technology. By providing communities with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to use and maintain the technology, we will be able to ensure that it is used effectively and efficiently, and that it has a lasting and positive impact on communities around the world. As we move forward with the deployment of this technology, they will play a critical role in supporting the development of sustainable and inclusive cities. By providing cities with the tools and resources they need to manage their energy, water, and waste, they will be able to reduce their environmental impact and improve the quality of life for their citizens. The technology will also enable cities to become more inclusive and equitable by providing access to clean energy, water, and sanitation for all residents, regardless of their income or social status. This will help to reduce the urban-rural divide by providing opportunities for people in rural areas to access the same resources and services as those in urban areas. One of the key ways in which the technology will support the development of sustainable and inclusive cities is by enabling the creation of smart grids and energy systems. These systems will be able to manage energy distribution and consumption in real time, using advanced sensors and data analytics to optimize energy efficiency and reduce waste. The technology will also enable the development of green infrastructure, such as parks, gardens, and green roofs, which will help to reduce the urban heat island effect and improve air quality. Additionally, the technology will enable the creation of sustainable transportation systems, such as electric vehicles and public transportation, which will help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve air quality. In terms of inclusivity, the technology will enable cities to provide access to clean energy, water, and sanitation for all residents, regardless of their income or social status. This will help to reduce the urban-rural divide by providing opportunities for people in rural areas to access the same resources and services as those in urban areas. The technology will also enable the development of community-led initiatives such as community gardens and urban agriculture projects, which will help to promote food security and improve access to healthy food options. Additionally, the technology will enable the creation of community-based energy cooperatives, which will help to promote community ownership and control of energy resources. Ultimately, the deployment of this technology will have a profound impact on the development of sustainable and inclusive cities. They will provide cities with the tools and resources they need to manage their energy, water, and waste, and to promote inclusivity and equity. By reducing the urban-rural divide, they will help to create a more just and equitable society, where everyone has access to the resources and services they need to thrive. As we move forward with the deployment of this technology, they will play a critical role in supporting the achievement of Goal 10, reduced inequalities. By providing access to clean energy, water, and sanitation, they will help to reduce the disparities in health, education, and economic opportunities that exist between different social and economic groups. The technology will also enable the creation of inclusive and equitable cities, where everyone has access to the resources and services they need to thrive. By providing access to clean energy, water, and sanitation, they will help to reduce the urban-rural divide and promote social mobility. To scale up the use and impact of this technology, we will need to develop a comprehensive plan that addresses the social, economic, and environmental challenges that exist in different regions and communities. This plan will involve working with governments, civil society organizations, and the private sector to identify the most effective ways to deploy the technology and to ensure that it is accessible to all. One of the key strategies for scaling up the use of this technology will be to develop a range of financing mechanisms that make it possible for communities to access the resources they need to deploy the technology. This will involve working with governments, international financial institutions, and the private sector to develop innovative financing models that can help to bridge the funding gap. Another key strategy will be to develop a range of capacity-building programs that help to build the skills and knowledge of communities and governments in the use and maintenance of the technology. This will involve working with international organizations, civil society organizations, and the private sector to develop training programs, technical assistance, and other forms of capacity-building support. In addition, we will need to develop a range of monitoring and evaluation systems that can help to track the impact of the technology and identify areas where it can be improved. This will involve working with governments, civil society organizations, and the private sector to develop a range of indicators and metrics that can help to measure the effectiveness of the technology. Ultimately, the goal of this plan is to ensure that the technology is used in a way that is equitable, sustainable, and just. They will provide a critical tool for reducing inequalities and promoting social mobility, and they will help to create a more just and equitable society for all. To achieve this goal, we will need to work together with governments, civil society organizations, and the private sector to develop a comprehensive plan that addresses the social, economic, and environmental challenges that exist in different regions and communities. We will need to be innovative, flexible, and adaptable in our approach, and we will need to be willing to take risks and try new things. But I am confident that with the right approach and the right partners, we can make a real difference in the lives of people around the world. They will provide a critical tool for reducing inequalities and promoting social mobility, and they will help to create a more just and equitable society for all.
As we conclude this journey of discovery and innovation, I want to leave you with a sense of hope and optimism. The technologies and solutions we've explored today have the potential to transform the world and create a brighter future for all. But it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the people and the communities that will be impacted by it. It's about the lives that will be changed, the opportunities that will be created, and the futures that will be shaped. As we move forward, let us remember that we are not just building a better world, we are building a world that is more just, more equitable, and more sustainable. A world where everyone has access to the resources and opportunities they need to thrive. And as we strive to achieve this vision, let us remember that we are not alone. We are part of a global community of innovators, entrepreneurs, and changemakers who are working together to create a better future. So let us continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. Let us continue to innovate, to experiment, and to take risks. Let us continue to work together to create a world that is more just, more equitable, and more sustainable. And let us never forget that the future is not just a destination, it's a journey. A journey that requires our collective effort, our collective imagination, and our collective commitment to creating a better world for all. This content is the product of Intellect Cascade, a research product of Big Blue Ceiling.